Hey, it's Darlene. Welcome to my YouTube channel and my creative life. I am participating in the Rainbow Crush YouTube Hop and Instagram Hop hosted by Tara from the the Paper Snob, which is a group on Facebook, and all of the details will be in the information box below. But the challenge is basically to use a particular color. At least 70% of your layout needs to be that color. And for the month of February, the color is, I'm going to let you guess, red, which is a great color for February. But I'm actually going to be scrapbooking a couple of pages, 2 pages, for some photos that I had taken on a Super Bowl. I can't remember the number, but it was a couple of years ago. We're in 2024, the year the Niners were in there, if you are a football fan or a Niners fan. But so this one was actually pretty easy because I'm going in order. I usually scrapbook in consecutive order. So this just happened to be one. So when I saw red, I was like, perfect. And I have this paper pack. One of them is from like an NFL line, and the other, I honestly don't remember. And unfortunately, I didn't keep it in the original packaging, so I don't even know where I got it. But it was basically all 49er stuff, which you can see just sitting on my desk. And, mostly red and some golds and black, of course, because those are the Niner colors. Now, I'm using 2 different sketches from a scrapbooking website, group, whatever you want to call it, and it's called Scrapping the Day Away, and I'll have a link to that as well. But she does post, her name's Anne-Marie, a couple of sketches, and every week of a month, and also different tutorials, things like that. So if you're interested in that, again, I'll have the link below. So I am going to be again using that sketch, and if you notice right there on that top left hand side, I have my hand drawing of that same sketch, and basically there's just like a row over there on the left of, well, in the sketch it's circles. I'm going to use circles, and also those footballs. Those footballs were cut or left over from a cut I did, probably last year during football season. And I wanted to use them because why not? And I'd have them on my paper. Now, I had that 49er paper, which I definitely was going to use. Originally, I had put a piece of solid paper over it, which you saw that 49er one. But it really took away all of the logo. And I thought, well, why waste all that beautiful pattern paper if you can't see it? So I grabbed some vellum that I have. I have a bunch of vellum, a lot of different colors, different prints, things like that. A friend of mine gave me a whole bunch. And so I try to use those when I can. Most of the time I forget that I have it. But I think that red vellum looks so pretty. And you can still see the logo underneath it. So that will be on the left side. This will be a 2-page spread. This will be on the right side. And this sketch, it calls for 3 4x6 pattern papers over there on that right side, which you see. And the fun thing, and I hope you notice on that red piece, I had a notch cut out because these are just scraps, folks. I'm trying to use my scraps too. And I knew I needed to cover it either with a picture or some kind of embellishment because I was going to use it because I had that red scrap, and I do end up covering it, so it's perfect. And because I want to kind of copy as much as possible what I have on the other side, I'm using red vellum again here. And really the sketch does show a really big piece right here kind of covering those 3 4x6 pages. So it really worked out fine again because I still get to see the other ones, and it does add more color to my layout. Again, the Rainbow Crush color challenge for February is red, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job of using red at this time. And I wanted to use that gold paper over on that left side because, again, I'm trying to match both sides of this 2-page spread without actually matching, if that makes sense. So I think that's a fun way to incorporate one page layout sketches when you're doing double page layouts, is just kind of use the same product, so that way it all just kind of blends smoothly. Now, if you've ever worked with vellum, you know you have to be really careful with the adhesive because it just shows right through. So you saw me putting some where I was pretty sure I was putting the photos. I will kind of add some more adhesive once I'm done. I don't think I show it, but just because there were some areas that didn't get full adhesion, but it's no big deal. As long as you have something that's going to cover it on that top layer, it's all good. Now, you probably did notice as well that originally I thought I was going to use a red cardstock base, and I did change it to white. I think it just looks so much better, and it really made those pattern papers pop a little bit more. So those gold papers that I told you I wanted to incorporate on the left side, I'm going to use those as the punches, and then I'll throw those footballs and kind of throw, that's funny. Maybe I'll say toss those footballs in just to add a little variety. But a little bit about the Rainbow Crush color challenge or hop is, so once a month, Tara, like I mentioned, she's the one that hosts it. She will mention what the color is for that following month, so you can decide whether or not you're going to play. I try to play as much as possible because it encourages me to think outside the box and also use my products or my supplies that I have. And anyway, so a bunch of us will post our layouts, our process videos, and the playlist will be also in the detail box. So definitely look on the detail box to get all that information. There's also posts for Instagram. I don't put the Instagram hop here because I don't really participate in the Instagram hop, so I apologize for that. But if you follow those YouTube hoppers, some of them may have them. So if you are interested in that, or just look up the Paper Snob on Instagram and you'll find her hopping over there as well. But this side here, I didn't put a whole lot of journaling because this was actually a pretty special Super Bowl for us this year. I'm not going to get into a lot of details, but it was really one that we kind of dedicated the season to my oldest son, and it just was, very emotional for us as a family. But anyhow, so I do write a little bit of that in my journaling, but I don't think I show it because it's kind of personal. But if I do it, I probably did it very vague. But I also have another sheet that I'm going to add that gives a little bit more detail on that. I don't think we'll need to be reminded of this situation, at least not in this generation. But anyhow, I hope you like this video so far. I know I'm kind of talking really quick. I didn't do a whole lot of extra stuff. Kept it pretty basic, but if you notice, it still has all the things. So I'm using that thank you 49ers from the Faithful is basically what it is. I'm using that as kind of like the title, and then I just added some embellishments here and there. There's journaling, obviously pictures, but making that a 2-page spread really did help because I was able to put more pictures, add that San Francisco 49er logo, and again, adding some journaling. But I hope you like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. I do post at least 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, and one is whatever it is I'm creating in my craft room, which is called the Command Center. And that's also the name of my blog. I'll have a link to that as well in the detail box, and my Instagram account if you're interested in following that as well. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please be sure to go check out all those other hoppers. I'm telling you, there are some very talented scrapbookers. And even if you don't watch the whole things, I like to watch because I always learn something, or somebody does a little tip or a little something different. And it's always so cool to think, wow, I would never have thought of that. And so it kind of gives you some encouragement to do something similar on your own pages. I did add a little bit of extra kind of, what do you call that? Like spot journaling on that right hand side. I just don't show it here because again, it got a little personal and, some things you don't want to share, right? But make sure you go ahead and hit all the other scrapbookers and leave some comments and love. We all appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.